What better way to end the year than to talk about my channel for this year and for next year with the channel moving forward. Essentially, this is like a vlog video, but it will be kind of interesting, I think. I hope anyway. I'll separate the video into essentially 3 sections on when I started YouTube, during the time I was making the video, and finally, what to look forward to for next year at 2023. Let's start with part 1, the time I started YouTube. I've always thought of doing YouTube for years, and I made some here and there, but never really tried to pursue it. I only really started when I watched a video from Long Beach Griffy, where he said to stop making excuses and to take the first action. That really hit it with me, and using that as motivation, I finally made my first video on this channel, which is around 7 months ago, and it was about Ridley. I'm a bit embarrassed by the quality of the video. The editing was terrible. I mean, not like I've improved much, but I thought the editing was especially terrible in that video. The sound quality sounds like I'm under the sea, because I was still using my phone to record the sound and everything, instead of a proper microphone. And there were some cringy things in it. Originally, the channel direction was going to be very different. I wanted to focus more on villains in general, because to me, villains are what makes a show interesting. Without a good villain, a show can't reach its true potential in my opinion. They are the action who sets the cogs in motion, while heroes are just reaction. This is why I made the first video to be about Ridley. He is the arch nemesis for Samus Aran, and so I made the first video. But as I said, initially the channel was going to a very different direction, where it wasn't going to be Metroid focused at all, but rather it would be focused on any particular villains from video games, TV, movies, cartoons, comics, anime, you name it. I had many ideas like talking about Bowser from Mario, Kuro Yoshikage from JoJo, Scar from Lion King, Vecna from Stranger Things, Venom from Spider-Man, maybe even Azula from Avatar. No, not the blue people in the way of the water. That was kind of the idea, and initially I made like 2 or 3 videos of other villains, which included Shan Yu from Mulan and also various One Piece villains. But I noticed I'm not having as much fun creating these videos compared to Nintendo related videos, specifically Metroid, so I kinda stopped that and went a month or 2 hiatus. So after I uploaded the first video about Ridley, honestly, I thought that was it for me making YouTube videos, as I was afraid to come back to my account at the time to see how terrible my video did. But when I finally mustered up the courage and came back, I saw the videos had about 100 plus views, and I thought, hey, 100 people bothered enough to click into my video to check it out. Maybe it's not so bad after all. I decided to scrap the idea of creating videos about villains and instead just focus on Metroid solely because it was my favorite franchise. And I have a lot of theories for it that I want people to know. Now this goes into part 2, where I was working on videos. The first series I set my mind to was the Metroid Prime Hunters video. To this day, they are probably some of the worst performing videos on my channel, but hey, I had a lot of fun creating them. But I was not very confident at the time, so I drew an avatar and used the background thing for a lot of my videos, just so I can have something to fill the screen and to feel like I have a character speaking for me. But even then, while I was making them, I had at many times thought about quitting here and there as well. But there was always one person who kept coming back, to post a comment in every video I made, no matter how terrible the sound quality or other things are. The person was GF Martian Shipyard. It was pretty much his comment in every single one of my videos that kept pushing me through to continue making more content. Because I know that there was definitely at least one person out there to care enough to watch me babble nonsense. And just about all of them are Metroid related one way or another. If it's not Metroid news, it's Metroid theories, and if it's not that, it's the Metroid lore or even Metroid history. I even posted my newest Metroid collection being the first 4-figure Samus helmet. I've just recently got the F4F Samus gunship from Prime as well, but never got around to posting it as it doesn't feel like it's interesting enough. But who knows, maybe I'll post it when there is a drought on the channel. Because for a while I've been trying to go for a weekly release, but due to events in real life, I'm having less time to myself. I have to cut back to once a fortnight or once a month until things settle down. Anyways, most of my views at the time were from videos that were only 2 to 3 minutes long, usually about Metroid news. Anything outside of that will be lucky to hit anything more than 50 views, so I thought I might as well focus on Metroid news whenever possible. But then everything changed when Metroid Prime 10-year anniversary was coming up. Prime developer Zoid Kirsch decided to release a trivia daily until the 10th anniversary. I took advantage of that and compiled it all up and released something like a top 10 format video. It blew up to 3,000 views, which may not sound a lot, but to me, it made my day to see so many views on my videos the first time ever. I tried to do another in a similar format, which was the 10 things about the franchise, which went up to 4K views to this day. I think it's cool, but in the end of the day, I still want this channel to be focused on everything Metroid related, so the top 10 wouldn't be the only focus for this channel. And so following up with it, I've released the Samus is the new Mother Brain theory. I expected it to go back to under 50 views, but it somehow managed to do 900 views. And it also brought up one of my older theories, being Nightmare's name, to around that view count as well. So that was pretty cool to see. There were comments saying that the music was too loud or that they couldn't hear me. I took those critiques to heart and removed the music and spoke louder and clearer. I think every critique is important, as a critique can be harsh, but there is always truth to it, and the only thing that it would wound is my pride, but pride gets me nowhere. So please provide as much criticism if you can, or just comment in general. I love to interact with you guys, and I will try to reply if I can think of anything to reply at all. Now to part 3, which is where this channel will be going to moving forward. It will definitely remain focused mostly on Metroid content, but I do want to throw in other Nintendo related titles once in a while, such as Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. I mean, who could not talk about that game? Then there's also the Mario movie that is coming out in 2023, and other things. But what about Metroid things? You probably saw the Metroid Prime 4 is real meme. I do plan to release more memes and animated videos in the future, but as of the moment, I will postpone it as my time is occupied elsewhere. You've probably also noticed my other series, which is the Metroidvania review. I do plan to do all the Metroid games, and then eventually leading into other Metroidvanias, like Castlevania Symphony of the Night, Hollow Knight, and Shantae, so do look forward to it. And finally, I do hope to release more content like this, where it's just me talking, to interact with you guys, or just about in Metroid in general, but nothing really related to the lore, or something like the possibility of Metroid 6, Metroid spin-offs, what if Metroid had a male protagonist instead, something along those lines. I'm also keen to see what you guys suggest as well. It's never too late to ask. As of the moment, I have about 90 plus subscribers, which really isn't much in the grand scheme of things, but it truly fills me with joy to see people sub to me because they enjoy my content, or they give me pity subs. I'll take it regardless. Thank you, and I hope to see you guys more in the coming year. Now this will be the end of the year video, but I have a second one coming up in the New Year's Day, which is essentially a day after this one. So see you guys soon.